I am Jason Christopher.
And I'm Mary Heitmeyer, bringing you health, beauty, fitness, and the best of Arizona. Because Healthy You cares about you.
Brought to you by Terry's Consign & Design Furnishings, Healthy You TV and its power team are committed to one thing, a healthier you. Tune in Sundays at 1 on Cox 7 Arizona and right now on Channel 2644.
We're here at the headquarters of Project Angel Eyes. We're here with Summer and Raleigh and of course Joy Ogburn. She's going to share some of her vision and mission.
Project Angel Eyes is a therapy program that we use miniature horses and we take them into a community outreach where we go into the senior centers and the children crisis centers as well as veterans hospitals.
And Joey, you were really instrumental working with Candy Lee and our Transformation Ladies. Can you tell us a little tease of the exercises that they did?
Well, what we did was we took horses, we took the ladies out into the arena, and the horses were actually mirrors of the ladies. And they were used as in a therapy session that some of the most amazing breakthroughs and very subtle transformations happened.
Let's take a look at their breakthroughs with Candy Lee and Joey Ogburn right now.
Either of you afraid of horses?
I guess I am a little bit.
And what was your experience with horses that?
Probably when I was about 12, I got bucked off of a horse and went straight up, straight down and broke my arm. So in my head, I still have this thing like horses are big and powerful and can kick my butt.
Well, they are big and powerful, but I doubt that they want to kick your butt.
Oh, good.
And Terry, what's the story that you made up about yourself based on that incident? Because things happen in our life, like an event occurs, and then we usually make up a story as a human being, and then we drag that story with us. So do you know what that story is that you made up about yourself based on that incident?
Probably just simply that I've learned I'm afraid of things.
Okay.
And, so I just know when I've gotten on horses, I've gotten on them since then, so I feel like I'm a lot further than I am, but I certainly still, when I get on them, that thought comes in, so I've carried the thought of I'm afraid.
And how does that show up in your life in different ways?
I'm not sure. I think maybe when I come across things that seem like they're a little bit bigger and dangerous, that it probably comes in instead of being a little bit more fearless.
So do you back away from those opportunities?
Horses I have, other things I haven't. Like I've gotten on motorcycles and I've gotten on, I've done, the diving and stuff like that. So not too bad, but I also don't go too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the episode today is about breakthrough. So that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, because it's about breakthrough and going to the other side of whatever you're afraid of.
Okay.
So you're up for doing that?
Sure.
For breaking through? Okay.
Absolutely.
And Sam, how are you about horses? Nervous, a little scared?
A little nervous. They're big, so the fact that the head is like this huge kind of is a little scary. But But I mean, I love Shetland ponies and things like that. But
those aren't Shetlands?
No. Yeah.
They're a little bit bigger. So something really big, like a big goal or a big dream. Is there a translator for you? Like if it's a small something that you can overcome versus facing that big scary thing?
Yeah, that large challenge tends to discourage me.
Okay, great.
And so even though I want to face it, I tend to get fearful of that first step.
Okay, so same kind of thing. Today's about breakthrough and getting on the other side of your fear. So you're up for going through the process? Mm-hmm. Okay, love it.
The exercise that you're going to be doing inside the arena, the two of you will be going into the arena. I'm going to take a couple of chairs that you can sit down on if you'd like, or you don't have to sit at all, you can just walk around. We're going to give you each a journal to journal whatever you feel like journaling.
Actually, we're gonna get specific on that, Joe.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Based on the shares that you just shared, what I would like for you to journal as your coach is, what are you afraid of?
Yeah.
And have you ever done like a vision quest, or where you start journaling something and you get out of your head and it's just coming? So my request is going to be, based on the fact that you're walking in with your personal power, would be kind of the same thing with your own bubble, right? When you walk in with your personal power, people, animals know it. and just start journaling. What is it that I'm afraid of? And not think about it, and it may not make sense, and that's perfect.
If we're journaling, we can't see if they're coming at us.
You don't even need to worry about it. You don't even need to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about
This is kind of like the beauty and weight loss goes fear factor.
Yes, it does. Fear breakthrough.
This show is changing weekly.
It's changing in the moment, Jerry. What's happening? So are you ladies up for doing that?
Yes.
Without thinking about it? And
absolutely.
The other thing I think that's kind of coming up today in this episode is trust.
Okay.
Trusting yourself, trusting the process, trusting your facilitators, and trusting the horses.
Okay.
Okay, you guys up for doing that?
Sure.
Okay, good. All right. Yay!
Yay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes. All right. So Terry, what was your experience during the horse breakthrough fear exercise?
Well, first of all, I have to admit that because she was sitting lower and looked more appetizing, I think they all went over there and I thought, oh, this is good. I'm up high and look powerful.
You're safe. There's not going to be no horse is going to come over.
And then of course the two did. I think these two did come over.
So a couple things that, and I'm going to ask Joey's opinion here in a minute. A couple things that we noticed from the outside is Max really, really wanted to be in relationship with you, and was coming up and snuggling and scratching your back. And what you did unconsciously is you turned your back to the horse. And so it's interesting to watch that is, do you find yourself in life like completing the task and kind of closing off maybe a new relationship where you feel out of control and maybe don't trust the situation? Because it was obvious, like you just totally turned, and then Max came up and was like, you know, getting your necklace and rubbing your back, and you were just riding. So
Yeah.
does that translate for you in your life and your goal and, you know, breaking through?
When I have a task, I do tend to like just focus. I've always been a real super focuser, and I'd probably say I don't get as close to people and things around me, probably purposely.
Okay. So it was really obvious with Max. So it's interesting how the horses know, and he was like, no, you're gonna love me and you're gonna let me in, and you were like not having it. So what are the prices that you think you're paying in your life for that? Like closing people out, shutting it off when you feel vulnerable and open and uncomfortable and out of control?
Sure. I don't think I've let myself really experience people really close.
Okay.
As much as I should. I have a pretty good bubble around myself with people.
And with horses.
With horses, I guess, yes.
Right? So Joey, what did you notice from the horse side of what you saw?
Well, there's a piece of this that we did not tell you on purpose because while you're journaling, I watch the horses to see which horse picks you, which personality, which horse, you know, will open themselves up to try to gain a relationship with you. And Max
There's that word. Relationship.
Yeah.
And Max, of all horses, was the last horse that I thought would do that and participate as much as he did with you. So he was really trying. He's not a playful horse. He doesn't really.
Now you tell me.
He
I'll tell you before, it wouldn't be a breakthrough moment, right?
Exactly. So he's not. He's more the guy that will stand in the corner, and he'll be like Mr. Grumpy Man. But anyway, so that was a huge notice for me. And when I saw you kind of turn your back, I also saw Max kind of walk away.
Yeah.
And he got a little.
Yeah, he did. He was like standing next to you going, hey, please like me, please notice me, and then
I didn't.
And then you didn't, and then he walked away. So what's your takeaway from today?
I don't know that I still know how to do it, but I'm obviously kind of afraid of people.
Okay.
I think just like with a horse, I'm a little bit afraid of really getting to completely know somebody. I'd rather just know a little portion of you. And
well, yeah, that's way safer.
Yeah.
So what if, like, during the next couple weeks between now and your next coach call with me, that you just practice, like when someone's attempting to get close to you, that you put the tasks down, whatever it is, and just practice being with that person and creating that relationship. Because at the end of the day, business is relationship, yes?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So if you improve the quality of your relationships and not hold back and be all of you, are you up for that challenge?
Sure.
Okay. And how do you think that translates to your transformation?
I think if I start feeling a little more comfortable and a part of everybody, I feel a little bit like, you know, I'm kind of like just the only one that's heavy and over here by myself and my own little pen.
So
and
you're the queen of Lone Ranger Island?
Yeah.
What?
Well,
Kind of like being on a white stool, like
yeah.
da-da-da.
Well, I've had to learn to like just kind of like be okay with myself and be strong and powerful as a business person, but on a personal level, I'd rather just kind of be protected over in my little, you know, my little area.
Yeah, well, is that getting you everything that you want?
No, I need to experience a little bit more.
Okay.
You know,
So you're
more.
open to doing that,
I
letting
sure am.
people in. So Samantha, what was your experience? Are you okay?
Before we came into the pen, when I heard the phrase be alpha, I had some hesitation because I'm usually always the beta. I usually let people walk over me, that kind of thing. And as much as I want to be a strong woman and have been that position and felt empowered, coming into here and being told to be strong when normally I'm not, it was interesting. So
You're a pretty successful person. You're having your second baby, you're married, have a business. Why do you think you're not strong?
because of the people that I encounter that question my ability for being in video, because, well, my perception is because I'm a woman that they usually question, oh, do you really have the skill level to do this? I always have that perception that I'm not, in other people's eyes, that strong, that skillful, even though I've been doing what I do for a long time and I have a huge amount of skill level. I just always feel like that people tend to underestimate me. You know, just right first meeting, their first questions are, do you even know what you're doing, essentially.
Okay.
And so so that's why I usually feel like beta instead of alpha, because then, you know, I cut down rates for people or things like that. So then
how's that feel though?
What's the word that I'm thinking of? The opposite of empowering, basically.
Disempowering?
Yeah, disempowering. And so it's, so usually I'm always feeling low most of the time. So
Yeah.
then hearing...
That's kind of what I'm sensing.
Yeah. And so, not to mention the fact that I was sitting lower than Terry. Also, it was a more comfortable chair, but
So what do you need to do to change that? Because it's interesting how, have you ever heard the phrase, it's nobody's business what they think of me? Like it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of me? So what if you just didn't care?
that would help me get to the position that I need to be in, because I know what I'm capable of and I need to stop allowing other people to judge me without even knowing me.
Yeah.
And so...
It doesn't even matter what, like, it's insignificant. So nobody else is able to judge me like that if I am not judging myself that way. So what is it in your self-talk? Because just like with Terry, who you are follows you wherever you go, and you had a lot of horses around you, which is interesting, all that abundance, and they wanted to play with you, and that's, I mean, you're awesome.
They wanted to eat my paper, and so...
Well, they wanted to be a part of whatever you were doing, right? Like, you're that amazing.
And so, the way I was feeling having all those horses around me, I started writing down, like, fear of losing personal space, because everyone was just right around me. And
So what if you were to take a stand and step into your personal power? How does that shift the space? And allowed yourself to be the alpha.
that would allow me to have the personal space that I would need, because I'm supposing that when I allow myself to be beta, people would want to come into my personal space and take over my projects, things like that. When I know I'm fully capable of running things and making things go, instead of allowing myself to just take bottom tier, I should just have my personal space, be alpha, and trust myself. And so trust is the big thing, because when someone starts to second guess me and says something to me, then I start to second guess myself, even though I know that I may be right in a certain instance. I allow someone to question me, and then I start second guessing myself.
So I have some very brilliant coaching feedback for you. You ready?
Okay.
Stop it! Stop doing it! Stop it! Like, no more, no mas, it's not working. Like, just stop. So whenever you're in that moment, just like with Terry, stop it! Stop not letting people in. So stop it, it's not working, right? Like, you're amazing, you're powerful, just be that. And it's amazing, there's a saying, here I stand and my world will adjust. And so when I change, when I step into my space of being an alpha, everybody changes, just like the horses.
Candy, just a notice when you had all of the horses around you. One of the things that I noticed the most was that the youngest horse, the horse with the least amount of experience, was trying to take over. He was doing everything in his power. He was getting in your space. You were asking him to leave. He was getting in your space again. You asked him to leave again. So how many times are you going to tell somebody to back off and let me be me? It was huge because he was not going to let that happen. He was just going to run over the top of you. Now the one horse that did pick you was Hannah. Hannah is the Palomino, the lighter colored horse that was there. And Hannah is pretty amazing because even though you thought she was trying to eat the paper, she was really trying to get closer to your belly. And you kept putting the notepad to block her from getting close. She just wanted to be close to your belly. She lost a baby 2 years ago. And this was a huge wall for her. Actually, it was more like 4 years ago. Huge wall for her. She was too young to be pregnant. And it was one of those huge walls. So for me to watch her try to get close to you and your baby was pretty huge. Aww.
And they sensed that, the baby.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's pretty powerful, yes?
Yeah, and the thing that hit me too was when you were talking about how many times do I have to tell people, to let me be me, which is so true. It just, I don't even know how to articulate it.
Well, just articulate it. Doesn't matter how you say it, right? Sometimes just raw and not thinking about it is best.
Yeah, I do overthink things a lot, so.
So just say it.
But
because you were in and out of your power, right? You stood up, and then the horse took over, and then you backed away. That teeter-totter, like in and out of your power, I would think, as a person, probably gets very frustrating.
And I think instead of being myself, I tend to mold myself to the people I'm around.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did with the horses, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly, with 3 of them.
And Hannah has no interest usually to be around anyone. The first person that she bonded with was me.
Wow.
The second is you.
Oh, wow.
See how powerful you are? Based on results, right? Just like with Terry, created this one over here that didn't want to play, right? You guys are so powerful. And you can have everything that you want. You just have to decide. Nobody can decide for you. So what's your takeaway, and how can you translate this to your everyday life?
The fact that I know that animals are extremely perceptive, and I really admire animals for that. Because you can have a person say something, but when you have an animal pick up on something, it says a lot.
Well, they have no agenda, right?
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is not the end.
No, there's more breakthrough. Oh my gosh. Great job. Great job.
Good job.
Great
You guys
job.
did
Way to trust the
awesome.
Thank
process.
you.
Good job. Joey.
Thank you,
Good
Joey.
job.
Good job,
Yes,
Max.
thank you.
Good job, man.